Welcome to The Other Dimension with the team Damon Penny, Ben Winfield, and Louisa Brown. We guide you through the supernatural, the occult, and the unexplained, answering questions that will make you question your grip of reality, with special guests guiding you through everything from demons to divination, cryptids to crystals, religion to skeptics. We explore in depth the true meaning of the unexplained. So strap in, kick back, and enjoy as we enter the other dimension.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show.
That was random.
I found it. I was going through a minute ago because I was bored, and I was like, "Oh, I'll pay that one." I think. Hello everybody, welcome along. I've got to do this properly, and hello everybody, welcome along. It's your Friday Night Paranormal Fix. I am your host, Damon Penny, and I'm joined by the paranormal power couple Ben and Lou, who I've actually let them out tonight. You know, they're taking them out.
That's from that drop.
What's that in the background?
They're all Ouija boards.
No way.
Yeah,
I don't know how to use them. They're really small.
Yeah.
They're really big now. Oh my god, they're getting big. Oh, that is so cool.
So we are here at when I finish battering Lou with the stand. We are at Stoke Museum. Oh yeah.
It's the Trent
Haunted Museum and Spirit Shop, Stoke-on-Trent.
There you go.
Yeah, the Trent on Stoke Haunted Super Things special place.
Yes, they will be joining us online in a moment as well. They just send them next door. I've got to try and send an invite to him in a minute.
I've done that.
Oh, Lou's already done that because he's on the ball.
Oh, don't forget, guys, this Sunday, very, very special show. We are joined by a very good friend of ours. Well, Ben and Lou are joined. I'm sort of being like the gooseberry in the whole relationship thing. And they're joined by Bob Anton and his friend, and they're talking about not Littlefoot, but Bigfoot.
Yes, one not to be missed. I've got to put the advert up because I was supposed to put it up yesterday, but for those of you who were watching Lou's show, I became very ill in a very short period of time.
On Sunday, we may or may not be doing a show.
Yeah.
Because you were on the floor, and I was just like, right, so we might have something planned. I don't know. But if not, then I'll carry on with the occult sciences. But it's just Sunday with guests.
A massive apology for not locking in last night. I honestly believe last night I was having some form of brain aneurysm. So I don't know what happened. I was having like epileptic seizure thing where I was on my bed, and I was like, so yeah. All my hands went like that. I was possessed, that's what it was. It was odious. My bad. Annette says Lou has a plan. Lou's always got a plan. The problem is Lou doesn't tell anybody what the plan is, so we have to just sort of figure out as we go along.
So you do plan things and don't actually tell me, so things don't go in the diary when you have ideas and stuff.
We have a diary.
I've got a diary.
Oh.
No, I've got a diary, so every time anyone, right, guests, viewers, just ignore this. So Damon, any time that you book a guest on, you're supposed to let me know so I can put in the diary so we don't cross book. Yeah? Right. Continue.
Yes, there is a plan.
Yes.
The diary and the plan.
Yes, we are here tonight because we're doing the first of hopefully many lectures in the future. We're doing. Yeah, I know. I'm putting my beard out. We're doing the start of the demonology lectures with obviously Haunted Museum, who we're in partnership with.
Yep.
Which, by the sounds of it, they're wondering about upstairs. It's supposed to be joined.
Are they ghostly? Are they ghostly footsteps? Oh, Kate's interviewing Lou next Saturday.
Hang on, I'll check in the diary.
Check in
She's
diary.
hold on, she's going to check in
I
diary.
haven't got it with me.
It's even purple.
That's quite cool.
Bear with.
Oh,
Can't
28th.
do it Saturday because we're at Viking events and I might be a bit dead afterwards. So we could do it on Sunday the 7th, then, Kate.
Oh, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong, bro.
So there you are, guys. The
Get my
interview
pen.
with Lou is next Sunday.
So you don't have
Lou,
to think of anything for review show.
Are you at the work the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after the interview?
No, not the Monday because the Monday's bank holiday.
All right, it's cool then, because you might need to call in a few days sick because Kate absolutely boggles your mind.
You've got a purple pen.
Yeah, I got purple. This is just accidental that the pen is actually purple.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Just
don't
cover.
actually know what company this is. I don't know. I don't know where I took that from.
That's one of mine.
Why have you got a purple pen, honey? My purple pen now.
You just got live on now. So yeah, guys, a lot here on the other dimension. Lou is going to be interviewed next Sunday. This Sunday we've got Bob Anton and a guest on talking about Bigfoot. Tonight we're at the Stoke on Trent Hunt of Museums of Haunted Happening Business. It's going to be really cool.
Not Haunted then, because that's a different company.
Yeah, that one. Whatever.
Guys, we are organised at some point.
Could you give me a chance to function, for Christ's sake?
Come on, David, wake up.
I am. Okay. Deep breath. I haven't had my energy drink. That's what it was. I was going to get a Monster on the way home, but I've had 4 today. It's probably the bad idea.
Damien, you're going to explode.
Yeah.
I actually believe that I am urinating some form of nuclear waste now.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Do you know the little things that the little tablets they put in the toilet? I can melt one of them in one sitting now.
Welcome to the dimension, guys.
Oh, big one for any guys that watched the live we did in the woods.
Are you mentioning
You done a live in the. Why am I missing out on it?
Well, okay, so the other weekend, not last weekend, but the weekend before, we went live from a woods near us called Thieves Wood. There's myself, Ben, Jack, Kev, and Evelyn. Yeah, and we got a bit of spirit activity and stuff, but weirdly enough, now it's been field near there, they have discovered some human remains, not old human remains either.
That's really weird.
So yeah, we're just waiting to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Before, because that's the TN. Yeah, we're not going to say. Obviously you can go and watch it back and stuff, but we're now not going to say anything more about who we got for it or anything like that in case it's anything to do with this case.
That's really spooky. That really,
Yeah.
Kate said that's really sad. No, Kate, it's really spooky. There's 2 questions that come into mind right now. First of all, if they do find out who it is, and then Lou and Ben and that picked up on who it was, that's just like super proof. Secondly, is what they don't tell you is there was 5 members in that team last night. 6 went in, but only 5 come out. So.
So Craig's just come in. He's going to be joining us soon. But we also have another guest here with us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who the hell is that? Oh, it's you! Hello! See, guys, at the other dimension, we all sort of, or they all sort of get chucked to one side because I'm the weirdo.
Oh no, he's just too far down.
You just need to put your foot on the pedal and get up here.
You're over the border, mate, so we can't get down that.
Yeah, I've got my passport to get up there. Crazy.
Saying hello, Scarlet Witch.
Craziest part is I actually realised how long I haven't used my car for since I've been like working in this place and got my own work van. I actually went out there to move it the other day and it's growing moss. I was like, I think I better watch it this weekend. Oh, dear.
We are going to be organising more events, and we are going to be dragging Damon up from Essex at some point.
Yeah. Boy needs to be in the countryside.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Oh, yeah, except for the countryside's full of two big things: tractors and horses. Like they're just
You're right when you saw the horses for the first time.
they're scary. They're massive. Even the little one to me looked like a full size one because I'm used to seeing them on Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Do you know the ones you? So
about donkeys.
the same thing, isn't it?
No.
Tomato, potato.
No.
Donkeys are horses. They're just a different breed.
No, they are equines, but they're a different species of equine. Equine goes into different categories.
Bless you.
Right, so I've got a nice request. I've just asked Craig, and he's allowing us to show it off. He's spent work on it. How long have you been?
Spent work on it.
Yeah,
20
hours.
Routine he's been working. I've been looking forward to.
The lights, turn the lights off so you can get the full effect.
Can do.
1 second, Damon.
Okay.
Special happening.
Yeah, this is an exclusive.
Exclusive.
I need a button to press. You know, it goes exclusive.
Right, you're going to share the camera around.
No, because it confuses the hell out of me trying to turn the camera around.
You start singing "Happy Birthday" to you. I'm going to go mad.
I'm going to do this.
July.
So, it's taken him 20 hours to do this, and it's a thing of beauty.
Oh, what?
But yeah,
That is cool.
it's an absolutely long day, and this thing is absolutely beautiful.
What's it made out of?
Yeah, made everything, a whole lot.
Maybe I thought it's made out of.
I'm sorry, you can't say that's top secret.
Top secret material.
Blood, sweat and tears.
But as you can see at the back,
Made to order, but that's country property order.
That's cool. Is that Baphomet?
yeah,
Oh,
and painted, handmade as well, wasn't it?
Everything.
For anybody that's wondering out there for the show, what the actual secret ingredient is in this, it's actually the 1,000 tears of the Virgin Mary that is in that whole thing there.
There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in that, but it is a thing of beauty.
Ben, just give it away. Told you there's tears in there.
Yeah.
I can now.
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are with us at the minute. They are wandering around. Oh,
I have just realised how much more attractive you are in the dark, Ben.
here's man.
Don't worry, I'm the same. When the lights go off,
It's the beauty that only Stevie Wonder can appreciate.
My husband, shut up.
So, what's the plan for tonight then? What are you guys doing apart from?
Yeah, but just see, they just don't stop. They're around here now. Like, you've just seen Gemma pass through like a spirit in the background.
I am alive.
Come join in if you want, guys. It's easier doing it here than jumping on the camera next door.
Can I just put this comment up quickly? Kate said, "I expect Ben and Lou to have that as their dog table." Do you honestly think the dogs would allow that? Seriously?
So we are. We're at the edge. So look, they're here. So
Oh my God.
Hello, good evening, everybody. All right, mate?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I'm just, you know, settling down and getting over the fact that you built a whole mirror out of tears. It's unreal. That must take ages.
yeah, the museum's come on leaps and bounds, hasn't it, since we last spoke to you? Because that was at the beginning, that pretty much early days, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it really wants it. We've had massive changes. Obviously, the extension. You know, we're 3 buildings, 15 rooms. Pretty much everything under the sun we can do here now. Every experiment, with equipment go on site that we bring every day. So yeah, we pretty much touch base with as much as we want to. So, you know, for people who want to come who've got, you know, no knowledge or, you know, just want to get into paranormal, or to your very more experienced investigators as well. So
there you go.
That's awesome. And the fact that it's right on your doorstep, Ben, is awesome.
Yeah, it's become my official research. These guys are my official research team.
But did Craig do that? Or did you just sort of like forcibly force his hand and be like, just turn up on the door, like he's coming to unlock in the morning and Ben's sitting on the doorstep, like just waiting?
Pretty much.
No, it's because like genuine, they actually know what they're doing. They've generally got records of everything, which is nice. Every single object in here, you know when you've got detailed information on.
Everything, yeah.
Which
That's
is rarity.
how it all. That's what I mean. It's you're able to verify things that are there, because there's a lot of places you go to, especially like haunted museums that are around. You have to take the person's word for what they're telling you is that object. If you've got the records there, it's like you've got the proof. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got an amazing range of new artifacts around as well. So yeah.
That's cool. Question for you, Ben. May I ask, what's the plan for you guys tonight? Are Ben and Lou doing a workshop, and are you investigating from one and only Kate?
Do you want to answer that, Lou?
And if you're right. Yes.
Well done. Great.
So, Ben's going to be giving a talk. I'll be there as well. But yeah, make sure it gets it right. I'm kind of the translator, so between Ben and the audience, and then vice versa. I think that's kind of how it works, really, isn't it? More because you'll say stuff, people might get a little bit confused. I kind of translate it a bit, yeah, and then kind of explain a bit more. So yeah, we're going to do that for a bit. Yeah, Ben's got a load of books with him as well, and then after that, we're going to do a bit of an investigation around the museum.
Sounds cool. Are you going to be going live for the investigation or not?
We're not on the page, no, because we're going to keep that a little bit separate.
That's so boring.
We can't go taking away trade.
Yeah.
I'll give away trade secrets.
If you don't ask, you don't
You
get.
might have little snippets of video.
Okay. Can we see if we can get one of Ben twerking so I can sort of wangle it into the adverts?
No one in this world needs to see that, Damon. No one in the world
Needs to see you having a little twerk. I think that'd be quite funny. We'd have to sit there and work out whether you're having a seizure or whether you're actually dancing first, but I bet we comment from Annette. Annette says, followed Craig for a long time. Brilliant stuff coming from the museum. Big shouts out to you, Annette.
Thanks very much, Annette.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
is there an ultimate goal to the museum in itself? Because like you said, you've been expanding. Is it going to get to a point where you go, I can't expand anymore because I've got everything I want? Or are you one of these like compulsive hoarders who just wants everything that's haunted?
No, not really. We just want the right artifacts, basically. The ones that have documentation for the right people. Actual from genuine case files. There's no goal at the end of it. It's a museum where we want to show people there's a more real, genuine side to paranormal, whether it's activity or no activity, with the work that we're doing, the documentation that we can provide, and the experiments that you can do on site here as well. So it's just a case of we just wanted a venue where people can come and experience these artifacts, and any activity that's with them is a bonus. It's as simple as that. We can't make things happen, but we just want to show, there's no big drama here, or nobody running around screaming, shouting, and all that sort of thing. Try and stay away from. It's just an amazing place. It started in the dream a long, long time ago, and now we've built the dream, and we were involved with some amazing people who are working alongside us, in partnership with us, supporting us, and it's just it's incredible the way that it's going, the way it's turning out, and the way that it does work proves that it's done the right way as well. Cool.
Question from Kate, because we all know that Kate can ask the most amazing questions and the most difficult ones as well. She says, question, has Craig and his partner noticed more spirits coming in as the museum fills up, or has it always been the same spirits from the beginning?
You want to?
Yeah, we do get more Kind of like a beacon, isn't it? We have the stones just pass through. We have the ones that are attached to the artifacts, also to the building. But yeah, we do get more than what's here. But also when people come on events, they can have friends and family, or it's like anywhere, but they do seem to home into here.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of runs along the same line as we talk about on the show a lot of like with frequencies. If something's vibrating at a certain frequencies, it does attract paranormal activity. And obviously, having a museum full of so many haunted artifacts, it's going to bring so many different frequencies. It's almost going to be like a moth to an open flame for spirits nearby.
Well, we've actually had our infrasound generator running for 3 hours this afternoon. We only switched it off just before Ben and Lou arrived. So we've had that running in the museum next door. Hopefully, let's see if it heightens the activity tonight or has any effect.
Yeah, Ben said you've been experimenting with infrasound, and it's something that I've always been interested in.
We have an infrasound generator here on site that runs from anything from 0 hertz up to 15 million hertz. We've been experimenting as a team, with different methods and how it can affect you, what it could do. It's very interesting. We've got a lot more work to do with it as well, but we've had some incredible results with it, for sure.
Wicked. Michelle's saying, I was blown away when I visited. It was amazing. Cannot wait to go again. I'll come again. I Brit go because come didn't sound right. Sorry, my bad. Kate asks, what spirits are you most wary of? Is it okay for her to ask?
None really. I'm going to be truthful with you. The whole point of the artifacts in the museum is to embrace everything and anything that comes through. If there was ever a point where we believed there was an issue with something, or people like Ben and Luke, we have a partnership with where we can go to for advice. In the paranormal side of things, there's no experts at the end of the day. Yeah, we do have experience. There's a big difference. A bit of an old dog, I've been around a long time, but there is areas in this field that there are experts, people like Ben, who do deal with the side of demonology, the real side of demonology. Yourself, Lou, with the occultology side of things as well. So we've got a lot of support here at the museum where we can approach and ask for help if we do need it, but we're not afraid to tackle any sort of areas of it, but if there is something that we're not 100% sure, we're also not afraid to ask at the end of the day. That's what this field is about. And there are areas within the field that are getting better with support as well for each other.
Definitely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I find, with the whole experimental within the paranormal field, you have to ask the questions because you need to have that experience answers. Like we always say on the show, the best way of spreading knowledge is the old school way of telling stories and talking about it. I mean, anyone can go and read a book and interpret what's written in a book, or anyone can watch a YouTube video on how to investigate, but nothing beats like raw experience within the field. Yeah,
you've got to be able to go out and put it into practice, obviously, to develop, and I think there's no harm in actually asking for help as well, or if there's an area within this field that you're not 100% sure about, or you're starting to look into, and go to the right people, and get their input and their help. And it's like I said, there's no experts in the majority of the paranormal. It's as simple as that. No matter what anybody proclaims that they are or what they can do at the end of the day. But there are specialist fields where there are experts, in my belief. But when it comes down to investigating, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. Nobody's better than anybody else. It's about using your common sense, intelligence, and the intelligence of the responses that you're looking for. Whether you're using a toy car that was 10 pence or you're using a man meter that was 400 quid. It's as simple as that. It's how you use your equipment and the intelligence level of the person using it.
Yeah, definitely.
And on that note, I'm retiring.
Yeah. Ben, you can. I'll just host the show with Craig from now on. Go on, you can go. We'll just have a look.
Sorry.
Another question. She says, "Have you noticed a shift in your energy working a lot in the museum Do you feel like you need a break sometimes? I can imagine it can be a burden as well as a blessing.
Yeah, it certainly can. It certainly takes its toll. You know, we're a very busy place. And when we don't have guests coming in, members of the public, paranormal teams, obviously we have to continue our work here, just me and Jem, and as our team as well. So we're pretty much here a lot of the time, 7 days, 7 nights a week sometimes. So I have to keep on with our research and our documentation. The artifacts get worked with on a rotational basis as well, even still now. And yeah, it can have a massive effect on you. So it isn't very often that we do get a proper day off, but we just have had a few days off. I went to Penlil. But it's very rare we do get any time, but we do occasionally have to have a step back. You know, either Jem has a day and a night off, or I'll have a day and a night off. And because over time that energy saps you and it gets you to a point where it can take you to a low place as well, you know. So we continuously monitor each other, I think, aren't we, as well? So we always sort of, you know, there's little signs when we get a bit cranky and we need to take a break and we might, you know, have a night off now and things like that, you know. So, but yeah, it can have a big effect on you, yeah, 100%.
Definitely. I agree with that. I mean, we all been out investigating overnight, and we wake up with the what I like to call the paranormal hangover the next day.
Yeah.
You know, you like literally spend like 2 days in bed because you just used up all your energy in the investigation. Yeah.
That's when we know it's pretty heavy in the museum itself, because obviously we kind of get used to it to a degree, but when it is really heavy in there and we get affected by it, that's when we know it's sort of on par or on peak, so to speak, you know. But we just kind of plod on. We just keep going with it. We just get on with it, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, you sort of like comparing it to like, because people always say, "Oh, why don't footballers have time off?" It's because they do the job that they love. So
Yeah.
I think it's easier for you to be able to spend so much time doing and working in the museum because it's your little pet project. Is something you really, really enjoy. So you don't want to sort of take your foot off the gas because you love doing something so much.
Yeah, we don't even see it as a job. Like I say, this was a dream a long time ago, and now being able to have this and to do it every single day, you know, and obviously still investigating towards and our research and our documentation is also still important to us as well. So it's like, it's great, you know, when we can close the doors and have a day or a night to ourselves, or get our team in to do a little bit as well. So it's just, yeah, it's living the dream, basically, nothing more than that, you know. We don't ever get tired of it. We don't, even when we go home, we're sticking a documentary on or something to do paranormal or horror related, or, you know. So we kind of live and breathe it, don't we, Jan, to be honest with you. So, but we love it. And I think it's nice because we're here as well on site, you know, pretty much most of the time as well. I think people like that they have the hands-on experience that we're here. You know, we don't just employ staff to come in and our team are just as knowledgeable as us, aren't they? They're very experienced investigators. So they get a bit, you know, the best of everything in our belief at the end of it, the way it should be, you know.
Definitely, I agree. I mean, what's your take on? I've asked this a few times. We sort of stepped off the gas a bit, but last year was a major thing where we was asking investigators and people to come on the show. What's your take on phone apps, like ghost hunting apps on the phone?
Again, I can't say I'm opposed to them. I can't say that I like them, because I think, depending on who the developer is, it's like everything. So let's just say the Necrophonica. Let's mention that one in particular.
Yeah.
So using that for the Essex method, okay, what's the difference of using that compared to using a radio frequency? So if you're listening to a radio spirit box, a physical box, okay, who's news on that box? Let's just say we've got, and I'll use this because you always come up with it, a Genie in a Box song comes on, okay? So who says you're not just picking those words from the lyrics of that song? It's again on the intelligence of the person that you're using it. Now, a phone application or a pad application can be worked in exactly the same way. It's on the intelligence of the person or the people or the group who are using this and what experiments they are choosing to work with whilst doing that. So for me, you know, I know there's some out there that are absolutely rubbish. You know, they are for entertainment purposes. There's nothing behind them. But for me, everything across the board can be trialed and experimented with. It's down to how you are using that yourself and what you are choosing to take away from it. Like, you know, you see some people, they have a spirit box on them, okay, there's a spirit here, tell us what your name is. And it comes up with the word dog. Now, you know, straight away you see it's not relevant to the question we asked, but then you may get some people who go, hang on a minute, is that the name of the dog we're looking for now? You know, it's ways and roundabouts. People will run away with things, and people, you know, who a bit more clued up would say, yeah, that's not relevant in any way, shape, or form to what we use. Things the obvious use, you know, any sort of word bank or generated word bank device, whether it's a physical device or an application on your phone or a pad, they all pretty much do exactly the same thing. Who can prove with a novelist that spirits are actually manipulating those antennas to give us that word? We trialed this as a test, didn't we? So very well known TV show that we won't mention from the US, okay? One episode, went into a room, within 10 seconds, switched their novelist on, and this word came out that was the word that he'd written down on a piece of paper within 10 seconds. We did this on the live feed with our team, 7 members, and all tried it with 10-minute experiments each with a word that we all picked and wrote down on a piece of paper. And not once did that word come out for any single one of us. So speaks volumes at the end of the day. These are the experiments that we should be looking at. What people are seeing on the TV, what people are watching on YouTube, and Facebook pages, groups. And I'm not disrespecting anybody in any way, shape, or form, because everybody investigates in their own way. There's just things to be done a lot differently. And you know, that's all I can say. You know, it's the level of intelligence of the person who's using the tool, and that's the same as in any trade, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a plumber using a hammer to try and solder a pipe. If you know, if you have pipe, you're not going to be able to complete it properly. You might be able to bodge it, but you're not going to be able to complete it properly.
Yeah.
You know, no, I agree with that. Definitely, 100%. Great. Everyone's saying agree. Wandering Rillo asked, "Have you ever trapped spirits over that have asked?"
About what? Sorry.
Have you ever crossed trapped spirits over that have asked to be moved over?
Have I ever crossed spirits over? Yes, I have. Yes, yeah. In cases where I've worked on for families and homes, I have done in the past. Yes, on more than one occasion. So yeah, I look at a lot of different areas and aspects of the paranormal industry and the more spiritual side of things as well, and study research and ways that are put into practice. And you know, but then how many people do we know that have said, let's just say working on a case like that at a house, and said that they've crossed the spirit over, then they walk away and never contact that family again? Okay.
Yeah.
How could they possibly have their own peace of mind if they believe that they have crossed the spirit over without contacting and having follow-up cases, follow-up investigations, visits to the family, to the home? Something I've specialised in many, many years of investigating people's houses and properties, you know, and there are teams out there who are still doing it to this day who have no experience and knowledge of what they're doing within that. I had a team message me only a matter of weeks ago, and they put all over Facebook into a private residency to help a family in a home. And then, excuse me, 2 hours later, they're inboxing me, we've got this going on, or we believe this is happening, blah, blah, blah. What do I do? Well, you know, my reply would be, don't go in the first place if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. And that's not, again, not being disrespectful to anybody, but don't just go out to somebody's home for a free paranormal investigation, because this is a family that you're dealing with, people's lives, you know, and there are people out there who are utilising this and doing this for their own beneficial gain. It's as simple as that, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, but yeah, I've worked on many cases like that in the past.
I couldn't say it better myself. We've said it so many times on the show. So many people sort of they chase this paranormal dream at the expense of others. You have people going to private residences who don't know what they're doing. You have paranormal teams summoning demons live on Facebook and charging stars for it. Like it did, like you said, no disrespect to anybody out there, but you know, if you're like what me and Ben always say, and Lou, we always say, if you're in this field to make money or to become famous, you're in the wrong field to start with.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah.
Kate's asked, are both of you 100% believers in the afterlife then?
Yeah, but although saying that, I am a believer, you know, 100%. But then still question everything at the end of the day.
That's right.
And that's the thing, you know, I'm not a skeptic in any way, shape, or form, but I do believe, and I do believe that we have proof of that with our own research, as well as that we don't publicly produce. You know, we have our own documentation and our own work that we do as well. But we do question everything at the end of the day, but I don't question other people, and that's the difference. You know, there's so many people picking away at each other at the minute online, questioning their work, their ways, their beliefs, what they're doing, their you know, activity that they're capturing. I'm not about that. I'm not interested in what anybody else is capturing at the end of the day. I'm interested about what we're getting. That's my duty for the panel, for what we get ourselves. You know, I don't want to be criticising or picking away at anybody else. You know, that's their business and their work, and the way that they want to work. You know, and people see when they're publicly producing this footage, or you know what they're doing. You see a lot of things. It is what it is. You know, we do privately for our documentation is completely different to what you'd see online. You know, and this is why I like to document everything. You know, when it comes down to working with the artifacts and some of the spirits that we have here at the museum.
You get some really good stuff there, don't you?
Yeah, we get some incredible stuff. Yeah,
share the odd bit with us.
Yeah,
videos you sent for us.
Yeah,
always been like,
yeah,
they're incredible.
You know, the footage I've sent to Ben, you know, to have a look at before I even make the decision myself, or you know, we've looked at it and like we sent it over to Ben. Also, you know, we deal a lot with the Russ at Wednesbury Paranormal as well. Russ is a pretty clued up guy. So, you know, when we get something unique or unusual, send it over to Ben and Lou, over to Russ, get their input, you know, see what they think, and see if it marries up to what we think it is. And we've had some really, really strange, unexplainable stuff here at the museum. And when it comes down to energy, you know, at points this place can go off the scale.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. You know, scientists didn't get to a point where they discovered something and then just went, sod it, we're done. There's a TV. We're not going to improve it. We're not going to make any better. It works. There you go. People are always asking questions and questioning their abilities. And I think that's where a lot of sort of investigators and people that are in this field sort of lose their credibility a little bit, because they'll get to a point where they go, right, I proved it. I don't have to do anymore. You know, difference with you guys, you like you said, every bit of documentation you get, you question, you get other people's opinions. You don't stop, even though you're 100% believing in the afterlife and you've these great experiences within the centre, you don't stop looking for more and questioning even more, and that's what's going to sort of ascend you to that next level within the field.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's about. I think some people are afraid to approach other people and ask their opinion or ask for their input or their help, and it isn't about that at the end of the day. You know, I want to send it over to people, you know, respectful people, and see what they think about it at the same time. Seems to work with infrasound. You know, I've been reading and studying about infrasound for such a long time, and we had a generator built, didn't we? And we've been having a bit of a play around with that, man. You know, and it's an eye opener, you know. And there isn't a lot of people who've got a generator, or you know, again, it's okay to study and read everything, but you need to be putting this into practice to get the right results and see if you're getting them results. And for me, it's great to read about things, but then when you put it into practice, you then get your own documentation, your own results. So it doesn't mean that what they've got there is cast iron 100% correct, when we could be getting something completely different. Then let's just say if you guys come in here and worked with the infrasound generator, and you wouldn't know our documentation, but we could see what you get and then marry it up with ours to see if that has any sort of significance as well. So, you know, that's what we like to do, is experiment with different things. Hence this running it all this afternoon and here before tonight's group come in to see if that has an impact on, you know, tonight's investigations. Yeah.
I mean, people's personality comes through when they're investigating. You bring your own energies when you go out and investigate. It's I've always said investigation is very unique to the person that does it. You know, it depends on your take and the energy you bring. Because everyone knows, we've all been out on events where you've got that, you know, the guy there, big massive guy. Oh, I don't believe in F all. You know, nothing exists. Right? Just destroys the energy and destroys any.
I think so. We've had that here many times, and it's been proven that it does have a knock-on effect. You know, And we do explain this to some people, you know, and they know, they realise, you know, we've had this where regular groups come and they brought a skeptic or a non-believer, or, you know, somebody from work who just wanted to join on to see what it was like. And they've had their experience before this person's come with them, when this person's been with them, and experience after. And then they know themselves, like once we explain it to them, that it does have an impact on what we do and the way that it works. 1,000,000%, you know, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to ask this question, but Kate's already asked it. She's asked, what types of spirits do you encounter at the museum? Are the stone tape attachments?
We have a little bit of everything, from residual energy. You know, I do believe and work with stone tape theory, also Singapore theory, which is using music.
I've not heard anyone mention the Singapore theory.
Yeah, it's something I take great pride in, working with different artifacts and locations, and we've had some outstanding results.
I've not heard it.
You know, and again, with Singapore, it goes back to, you know, sound levels, frequency, vibrations, raising that energy level in the correct and right way, playing a simple piece of music to an era, an artifact, circumstance. We did in here, not last year, the year before, Remembrance Day, that we did a live feed, right, in our subscript, and we've got a load of World War memorabilia in here anyway. And we had some medals donated to the museum, some photographs of family members who were in both World Wars. And it was the most emotional and probably one of the best investigations I've ever done in 23 years of doing this. And not because it was here, it was about the results that we got with it. And we played old wartime music, we played sirens, everything to do with that date we incorporated. And we had people at home crying and floods of tears. Artifacts that we worked with here, getting names, results, dates, using technology and mediumship and divination to give details of information from medals and photographs that we had nothing about at all whatsoever from these families, apart from all we had as physical items. And it was absolutely incredible. But if people haven't experimented with Singapore theory, try it and do it. That's all I will say.
Yeah, I mean, it just sounds awesome. The fact that what you guys are doing, it's just because I think nowadays a lot of the paranormal world is saturated by what I like to call like this influencer sort of thing going on. You know, this person 100,000 views on TikTok and YouTube and that, so I'm going to do what they're doing because whatever they're doing is. And we spoke about it on the other week's show, because when you hit that spot where you become viral, it's almost like a drug, it's an addiction, and people are chasing that addiction, so they're copying things that people are doing online, and they're not, the people who are doing it in the first place are doing it wrong. So it's like a breath of fresh air seeing you guys actually going, do you know what, I'm going to ignore the traffic that's out there and we're going to do our thing, we're going to do what we're doing, and we're going to stick to. And you can see by what you're saying, the results that you're getting just by doing your own thing.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people are going wrong. They are looking too much at what other people are doing and trying to follow suit, whereas I don't care. Put it bluntly, we do things our way, and we've got, like I mentioned before, we've got great support, great partnership with people who like the way that we work and the way that we investigate and what we do. And we're normal people at the end of the day. Well, I say normal-ish. But we do us, and I don't care about what anybody else is doing, or, you know, I don't care how many views. I've had my YouTube channel on there since before some of these people have probably been born. I'll be honest with you. And you know, I think we hit 1,000 followers like a couple of months ago, and I probably still don't get many more than 10 views on there, I'll be truthful with you, but I don't care, because we only put clips out there. We're not about recording full episodes and, you know, running around with all the drama. And I like to show some bits of footage, mainly for what we get from CCTV and things like that, you know. I'm going to be around with you now and let these guys finish up. But, you know, we like to do this, and, you know, we're all our way works, and that's what it's all about, you know.
Wicked.
What,
I mean,
what people say, we're all going to have to shoot now, guys. We've got to let the other guests in, or to be arriving soon anyway.
Yeah.
We'll let these guys finish. I'm sorry, you too.
That was the
Thanks for having us on. It's been amazing to speak to everybody, and I hope we've answered all your questions so far. And Damon, let's get you down here with us very, very soon, mate.
I will do. I will bring my orange Essex arse down there very, very soon. I promise.
Right, catch you all later, guys. See you later.
Take care, guys.
Oh. Yeah.
You again? Oh, for God's sake! I was enjoying that. No, I was joking. Who's that stranger in the background? Hi, Scarlett. You're right.
You're here for the night. But yeah.
Did you
So-
question? Did you help Scarlett bring in her cauldron to boil with the small children tonight?
Say again, mate.
Can't hear you over the.
Yeah,
over the
I said,
Yeah.
you all help bringing in Scarlett's giant cauldron while she boils all the small children tonight in her experiment.
I don't think she's going to be boiling any children for any experiments tonight.
God damn it. I was hoping that would be live, but there you go. No, I'm only joking. Guys, don't forget, make sure you catch Scarlet Witch's show here on the Other Dimension Network. It's every other Wednesday. I believe she's live this Wednesday. It's one not to miss. I have actually become half Wicca since watching the show. True story.
So does that mean you're a baby witch now?
I've decided I'm sort of like part garden / kitchen / bathroom witch. I've decided. I just thought I'd pick areas where I spend my most time at home and then just put Wicca on the end. And I thought, yeah, we go. It's sorted. I'm happy. I like eating, I like bathing, and I like spending time in the sun. So I'm a kitchen, bathroom, garden witch. There we go. No, it's, honestly, guys, if you want to get down and you want to get dirty within the Wicca world, it's all about tuning into the Scarlet Witches show. It's an absolutely amazing addition to here at the Other Dimension Network, along with Lou's Divination, guys. We've got the full package here. It's worth coming to the Other Dimension just for them two shows. You ain't got to worry about me and Ben. We're
the women seem to be taking over the show.
Yeah, well, Beyonce said it, yeah. Just remember, Beyonce said, "Who runs the world, girls? Come on, who runs the world?" Oh, I've had one too many Smarties today, I'll tell you. That was a really good chat. We didn't get to ask him, but Kate did ask whether Craig is going to write a memoirs of his experiences within the museum. So you might have to ask him that one. The museum.
I will ask him for you, Kate.
That was my Culture Club impression. That was. Oh, brilliant! So you guys have got a fun-filled night tonight.
Yep.
At the museum. Cool. Full investigation. Any sort of experiments planned tonight, Ben, where you're going to scare the crap out of everybody?
I don't know. I'm very mellow at the minute.
You're just going to go to sleep, aren't you?
Yeah, probably.
Married life will do that to you, my friend. It mellows you out, doesn't it? It's funny because when, like, I'm not taking the piss or anything, but when you get married, men sort of mellow out, and then women just like get really, really crazy.
Oh, that happened before the marriage, so we're fine on that one.
That's better news then. There you go. Men just want to sit at home and watch like Corrie and stuff like that, and then the women are like, "Let's go bingo," because we're hard.
Is that the crazy thing? Bingo.
All right, I'm going to let into a bit of a secret here. Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, you're right, guys. Obviously, we all know that me and Lou do reenactment and stuff, and that's how we met and everything like that.
Yeah.
But to go on the scale of a bit of crazy, I fell in love with her when she was battering the crap out of 5 other blokes on the field by herself.
With a spoon.
It was like swimming. She was hammering them all.
Well, Mate, Ben looked at you that day, Lou, and he was like, "We ain't even got to buy any dogs. She'll protect the house. We'll be all right." I'll sleep the furthest away from the door. She can sleep next to the door. I'll be fine. No, it's nice, man. It is cool. It is good. And I mean, the Haunted Museum place just looks awesome. It looks so cool, man. Seriously, I'm looking forward to coming down there. I just want to like touch everything. That's my problem. I'll just be like, "Ooh, shiny!" Like something, and I'll have to pay for it. Like my luck.
There is a few museums dotted around the UK, but I have to say personally, this is one of the more professional ones I've ever been to.
Yeah, I mean, like them Ouija balls that are stuck behind Scarlet Witch, they ain't stuck with blue tack. I tell you that now. That's professional. I tell you that now.
Damon, that's magic.
I knew it. That's you had your watch out before you come on here, and you was giving it all the Harry Potter spells. I know what's going on. I'll show the craziest part is right. Massive Potter fan, and I realised the other day, if you hold the Siri button on your iPhone, hey Siri, do more. It's the great, and then if you say "Hey Siri, knocks," it turns it off. I was like, this is like revolutionised my life. Like,
we're gonna go because we're gonna leave 10 minutes early so I can go to the toilet because I'm sat here busy dancing my legs a little bit.
all right.
So I'll leave you with the two ladies.
Bye, Ben.
Whenever you go live somewhere else,
I got it. Shaky.
wherever you go live somewhere else, he just wanders off and just disappears.
Yeah, that's what it does.
He transitions with the smoke.
Yeah, some of that. Or he's got like this weird sort of like, I don't know, ADHD where he just can't sit still without me.
Yeah, he's probably sensed something going on, so he's run over there now, and he can't sit still any longer.
He's such a gossip, isn't he? He's such a gossip. So you guys, Scarlett, what have you got planned for the Scarlet Witch?
On Wednesday, so I think I'm talking about the stereotypical views around witches and witchcraft, and then it's also how to create sigils, how to create witches sigils. So there is a process thing. We talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting rid of all the negativity that we follow the devil and we worship the devil and all that. That will be abolished hopefully come Wednesday.
Oh, that's cool. Stuff like witches have pointy black hats. Sort of thing.
I do actually have a pointy black cat, funny enough, Dan.
Live to the stereotypes. I love it. No, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to
views from the Abrahamic religion.
Oh, that sort of like ties in with what we do. That's quite cool. I like it.
Like you broke up a bit.
Well, that's not my signal. That's yours. It's your fault.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's back.
Transitioning.
Very good.
We're pressing transition to just
What's in the way?
Hold on a minute, Ben. Why is Lou wearing our merchandise and you're not? Oh, he is. Oh, is that one? I designed that. That's so cool.
Sage with Rampage.
Yeah. Awesome. I will put the link up, guys. Everybody, I'm still working on. We're doing a line of show, and we're also working on a new line for the action show as well. And they will be available up soon. I'll be putting up the Facebook page. Obviously, I've been really busy. I haven't had a chance to get around to it. I will get around to it. I promise. Then asking me about Scarlet Witch's merchandise. These are going to be available. They will carry on investigation. So it will be available soon. I am trying my hardest. I'm trying to juggle a lot at the moment.
Don't burn yourself out.
I'm not burning myself out. Don't worry. But yeah, anyway, give it like 6 months. I will have beach bods. All right, seriously, I will have like Baywatch beach bods. It's
It's going to take you hours to get anywhere because you'll just be slow-mo walking and running everywhere.
I won't be able to walk past shops because I'll float or something.
Oh, that's my phone dying, so we're going to have to say goodbye because it will drain my.
No problem. Guys, have a really, really good night. And please don't get yourself into trouble because we don't have insurance.
I do.
Yeah, we do.
We do. We're fine.
Take it easy, yeah?
See you later, guys.
See you later, bye.
Bye.
Rightio. So that was live from the Stoke on Haunted Trent Museum of Haunted Happenings and Crazy Stuff. And you're just left for me the last 5 minutes. Don't forget, guys, Scarlet Witch's show will be live this Wednesday. She'll be talking about the stereotypes around Wicca, and she'll also be talking about creating your own sigils to bring in positive energy. This Sunday we are live, on Ben's Occult and Science, Ben and Lou's Occult and Science show. We are joined by Bob Anton and a special guest where we will be revealing some new evidence in regards to Bigfoot. It's going to be a massive show. You do not want to miss it. Also, guys, in the pipework, I am hopefully going to be starting a midweek show here on the Other Dimension, or 1-2 weekly, bi-weekly, where I'll be talking all things conspiracy. And I will hopefully, I've got some notes together, and I'll hopefully be starting off. We'll be talking about the Rothschilds family, not the conspiracy behind it, but we'll be talking about the rumors behind it. Now, the conspiracy show isn't going to be me sitting here throwing out loads of conspiracies. We're going to be getting some actual conspiracies that are flowing around. We're going to be analyzing them, and we're going to be sort of like, and then at the end of this conspiracy show, we're going to be giving it a mark out a percentage to see whether it could be true or it couldn't be true. So we're going to do arguments for and against. So that's my plan. Keep an eye on the chat. I will be uploading when and where this will be happening. We all know that I'm an avid fan of conspiracies, and I have got notes going, streaming at least 8 or 9 A3 books on conspiracies. I want to do one on something called Project Bluebeam. I want to do one on the Montauk Project. I want to do one on JFK, on Princess Di. There is a lot I want to get to because there is a lot of conspiracies out there. These will not be the views of the shows. We'll be analysing whether these conspiracies could be true or not. Okay, guys? So you might learn a few things. So please make sure you look into that one. I know I'm not the most interesting person in the world, but I'm hoping to make these shows really interesting. So there's a lot in the pipeline for the conspiracy show, and there's a lot in the pipeline for the Other Dimension. Big shout out to Wonder Woman who says sounds cool. That's Natasha saying cool, Kate saying cool, Dave saying cool. Guys, it's going to be amazing. I've got, it's all up here, like struggling to get out of my head. I'm just like, I gotta share this shit. Anyways, so yeah, a lot going on. I want to say thank you all for locking in tonight. It's been amazing. If I've got to throw this out there, if you see an advertisement for a new horror movie called Untold, don't go and search it on Netflix because it's a complete hoax for someone to get views. Because we was going to do a show on it, and I spent near enough 3 hours searching for this movie, and it turns out to be a complete hoax. So stay away from that. People will go at no end nowadays to get the views that they need. But it's come towards the end of the show. So, guys, if you've got any last questions, I don't mind staying on for an extra 10 minutes if you guys have got any questions. I'm happy to stay and just chat to you guys, and we can talk about anything. I might even extend the show tonight. I fancy extending the show. What do you guys think in the chat room? Shall I do an extra 10, 20 minutes, half an hour, just talking about random stuff, or do you want me to get off because I'm really, really boring? You guys let me know. I'm going to leave it to you there in the chat. I don't mind. I'll be quite happy to do that. I feel like in a very talkative mood tonight. Had a really cool conversation yesterday with a friend of mine. She is a tarot card reader. If you do want tarot card readings, please contact me because she is doing a deal at the moment on tarot card readings. So you get an hour reading for £25, and that's through my discount code. So if you do want that to happen, please let me know. But yeah, I was having this conversation with her, and we was talking about how confidence plays a part within your readings. Now, I think there's a thin line between being overconfident and sort of like underconfident. I don't know how you put it. Basically, if you're overconfident, you could start cold reading, but if you're underconfident, you're not going to give any information whatsoever. But anyways, that's my beliefs on that. Yeah. Oh, heard a really cool conspiracy the other day, and I tell you what, let's do a little trial run. We'll do a quick 10-minute trial run of the conspiracy show. Now, I heard being Wiccan, I'm so pleased you're feeling comfortable with our way. Do you know what? Wandering Rillo, unbeknown to people out there, I was raised in a Wiccan household. My mum is Wiccan, my auntie is. She's not even Wiccan. She's like super Wiccan. She's like Salem-y Wiccan. I was raised in a Wiccan house. I think that's what pushed me towards my Norse beliefs, because it sort of made me acceptable of alternative belief systems. And finding out, like, obviously my ancestry dates back to Viking traders. I felt comfortable making that transition from that, what they call it, like that normie sort of way of thinking when it comes to like the Abrahamic way of thinking. It made it really easy for me to transition to something that's quite alternative, and I was able to sort of like sort of gel with it a bit more because of my upbringing. You know, I come from a family of quite powerful mediums. Like most of the women and some of the men from my mum's side of the family were medium mystical, and I've always had that alternative look on life and always had that sort of alternative viewpoint, and that's what's allowed me to sort of to make that transition a lot easier. I just find it sort of centers more with myself, and I find it's more, I can identify more of it because of my upbringing. Don't get me wrong, like I was brought up Roman Catholic, I was baptized, but being able to sort of center myself and being able to see things from an alternative sort of viewpoint allowed me to sort of gel with it easier. Yeah. Oh, does everyone like the new tattoo, by the way? Look. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see. It's Odin. Can't get it. Well, there you go. It's Odin. Yeah, I mean, wondering, I was saying, I always knew there was something more out there since I was young. It's always been a question. I had my first paranormal experience when I was about 6 years old. And ever since that point, then I sort of had that sort of urge to sort of know what was going on, or wanted to sort of explore, you know, these alternative ways of thinking. And that's what sort of led me down the path. But I mean, guys, look, I'll shout out to Wondering saying Wicked Tattoo. Thank you very much. I have a sit-in on Thursday to have it finished, which is going to be quite cool. Guys, I'm going to save the conspiracy stuff for the conspiracy show. I'm going to be doing that. I'm hopefully going to be going live in a couple of weeks. I'm just getting my notes together and getting the research done. I don't want to go into this blind where I just sit here and make stuff up or go off the top of my head. I want to actually hit you with true facts from beginning to end, and I want you guys, the aim is that you guys at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, you guys sort of go yay or nay. You'll go 60% true or 40% true, you know, and we'll go from there and we'll tick them or cross them, and then I can put a list up at the end of the year of the conspiracies that the TOD believe and the conspiracies that TOD don't believe. That's my idea. But anyway, I'm going to jump off. It's been fantastic talking to you guys tonight. You've been an amazing audience, and I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday. Just remember, guys, you make this show. It's nothing without you. You are the best. And always remember, if there is no other explanation